Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. This is a re-upload of my main channel of a Godzilla marathon, 8 episodes long. I'm going to split it in half. I'm going to put 2 episodes together, so 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So whichever one you're watching, enjoy. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but it's me talking about Godzilla movies as I watch them, watching every single one up until 2014. No, 2016 actually, because Shin Godzilla as well, and the animated trilogy as well. So there's that. It's up to 2018, and then King of the Monsters spoiler talk will be up after these are up, after all of them are up. So just so you know, enjoy. Was I seeing things? I mean, I'm a bit tired, but was Godzilla just levitating? I don't think I'd ever seen that before from flipping Godzilla. Levitate. Imagine the imagine the new Godzilla in Hollywood. Imagine the 2014 Godzilla levitating. That'd be a sight, wouldn't it? Imagine something massive like the so that was I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Anyway, that movie, Ghidorah, Godzilla versus Ghidorah. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how it was pronounced in the movie anyway, in the dubbed version. Yeah, Ghidorah is a hideous monster. That I meant that on purpose because it starts with an H. Anyway, I'm being weird. That movie was okay. It was okay. It was basically Godzilla and humans against extreme pollution, because that monster was made out of pollution and stuff. It was pretty. It was different. I appreciate them trying different things. Obviously, we had alien invasions, we had mind-controlled monsters, and now we had pollution monsters. It's pretty cool to see all these different things. Anyway, next is Godzilla versus Gigan, or Gigan. I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm gonna watch that next. Now that was much better. That was much better. That was one of the best ones I've seen so far. Godzilla versus Gigan. That was a good movie. I really enjoyed that. We had some tag team action going on. We had 4 monsters: Godzilla, Gigan, Anguirus, and King Ghidorah. So that is a great combination there. And yeah, the battle at the end was Godzilla and Anguirus teaming up to fight Gigan and King Ghidorah. So that was awesome. That was an awesome, that whole battle was really awesome. The whole final battle. It was quite long, but it was really awesome. I liked what they did with this movie. Basically, there's some evil guys at Godzilla Tower. There's a Godzilla Tower now. The evil guys in there who want to take over the world, and they eventually gain control. They have a plan to they have a plan to take over the world by using King Ghidorah and Gigan, 2 alien monsters. And yeah, Gigan is cool, by the way. Gigan is pretty cool. I've been watching a lot of Godzilla type videos recently on YouTube, and there's actually a rumor that Legendary will make more Godzilla sequels after 2020. And apparently, if they do that, apparently Gigan is rumored to be the next monster after Kong. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. It's just a rumor. But yeah, there were 2 monsters actually that were rumored. Gigan was one of them. I can't remember the other one. But yeah, if that's true, that'd be nice, because I want to see what a modern version of Gigan would look like. That would be crazy. But yeah, Gigan is pretty cool. The design is pretty crazy. How he's got that little blade things on his chest going down his body. That is just. That is madness, and he drew blood. Gigan made Godzilla bleed. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty crazy to see Godzilla getting destroyed at times, and well, Gigan made him bleed, which no one's done before, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it was awesome to see Anguirus take on. I mean, I don't think Anguirus would do that well, but he held his own, and yeah, both of them. Well. Yeah, Ghidorah and Gigan came in, caused terror first, then Godzilla and Anguirus got there and they started fighting. It was awesome tag team action. And yeah, Godzilla had lost for a second. Godzilla and Anguirus had actually lost. Gigan and King Ghidorah, they battered them really badly. They really wrecked them and destroyed them. And then Gigan threw him into Godzilla Tower. Godzilla Tower was wrecked at this point. It blew up, and Godzilla was thrown into Godzilla Tower, and it charged him up, and he was at full power again, and he just destroyed Gigan. It was hilarious. And yeah, by the way, when he was fighting Gigan, one-on-one, Ghidorah just stood there, and Anguirus was still down for a bit. Ghidorah was I'm just standing here, you know. whatever. Was there a reason for that? I'm gonna look back on that in a second and like see if I missed something, but I'm pretty sure it's just standing there while Gigan was getting destroyed. But anyway, yeah, that was a pretty crazy thing because it was just, he was battered and beaten, he had his head bashed in, but one little thing and he's charged up fully again, and he just batters Gigan. It's destruction. Then he batters King Ghidorah as well. Anguirus first of all gets up, takes on Ghidorah, then Godzilla does. And yeah, then they both escape eventually. But Godzilla and Anguirus, they win the fights, then Ghidorah and Gigan fly off, meaning they're still alive obviously. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Godzilla was about to kill King Ghidorah as well. He was just about to kill him. But yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. I love the battles in this especially. But yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Next we have got Godzilla versus Megalon. So let's do this. I gotta say, Godzilla went crazy in the 70s. He levitated in the air and he slid on his tail. I was getting excited over the new trailer where he like started running, and I'm like, Godzilla running, like what is this? This is crazy. It's crazy. And then I see these movies and he's levitating and he's sliding on his tail to kick people, kick monsters. That's pretty funny. But yeah, this is a good movie. I enjoyed the monster battles the most, obviously, like I do every single one. But yeah, the monster battles are good. The main battle at the end, 2v2, that was awesome. Yeah, at the start there were nuclear underground tests, and it caused lots of explosions, including on the Monster Island where Godzilla. There's Rodan and Anguirus out there at the start for a cameo, just a few seconds of a cameos, which was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see Rodan again. I was kind of hoping he'd be there more, but he wasn't. He was just there for like a second or so. And yeah, anyway, there's an underwater island where people live. They found a way to breathe under there. I guess sounds like Aquaman a little bit. I'm pretty sure they don't think they're humans. They refer to everyone above as humans, and they're different because they're below the sea or whatever. But they have had enough basically, and they release Megalon, who is a monster that is underneath. And I got to tell you, Megalon is I'm saying it right? Is it Yeah, it's Megalon. It is Megalon. It's a pretty badass looking monster. It's pretty big. Obviously, I mean they're all big, but this one, it looked really bulky, if you know what I mean. And it looked pretty cool. It looked pretty cool, I gotta say. It looks pretty cool. Not as cool as Gigan, but still, it looks pretty cool. Speaking of Gigan, he was in this as well. I was like, okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this because basically there's a robot called Jaguar. A person creates it basically, and it follows orders, and it flies, and it does things, and an organization finds out about it, and this organization is linked to the underwater people. So yeah, they find a way to kidnap the inventor and another guy and a kid as well, and they steal the robot and take control of the robot. They control the robot to lure Megalon to Tokyo to cause destruction. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But then the inventor, he breaks out. He eventually gets to the robot, and he's got a little device, and he just presses a button to Jaguar, and he overrides everything, takes his orders again, and he orders him to he tells him to just go and get Godzilla for help. So yeah, that's what Jaguar does. He gets Godzilla for help. So that's pretty good. But the underwater people hear about this, and they contact the alien race that have Gigan. That's how Gigan comes in, because Godzilla's come into it. So now they got Gigan in. And yeah, and then comes the crazier part. Flipping, obviously Godzilla can't fly, so he's gonna have to walk there. But while that's happening, flipping Jaguar, he increases in size. Like first of all, he develops a mind of his own, because apparently he's programmed to potentially get a mind of his own, and he gets a mind of his own, and he just goes massive. He just I don't know how it happens, but I guess it's a power the robot has to get bigger, and it's just and it grows huge. And yeah, he takes on Megalon, and then what's his name? Gigan comes in. It's a 2-on-1. He starts getting destroyed. Then Godzilla comes in and saves him. And then yeah, then there's this whole big battle, 2 versus 2, and it's an awesome battle. It's an awesome battle. It was pretty cool. and the ending was pretty crazy with the tail sliding on his tail. That was near the end. The funny thing is, I've seen that scene in a GIF on Twitter. You search Godzilla on Twitter GIFs, and that will turn up. That's one of the things that is there. So yeah, I've seen that, but in the movie it's even funnier. It's a bit ridiculous, but to be honest, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I like how they're doing all these comedic stuff as well. And yeah, it's been fun. This marathon so far has been really fun. It's been really fun. This first period has been like so long. It's like the first 15 movies all from one period. The next period is like 7, then it's 6, then it's 4, I think. So yeah, it comes down after that. I think the next episodes I'll do period by period. Like yeah, for the Toho series. Then I'll do probably all the American ones. Then that'll be the marathon, really. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest, that's for sure, because the rest are a lot newer. Apart from the American ones, there's some old American ones to watch, but the rest are newer and newer. That means better special effects. And Megalon special effects, he looked cool. The design looked really good, especially for the 70s. They've definitely improved in designs as well. So that's good as well. So I say they've improved. This was already happened, but yeah. I'm sure as the years progress, it'll get better and better. It already has got better as well, and I just like all these new monsters that I never knew about before. It's pretty cool to watch them in these movies. So yeah, I just wonder like how cool would these monsters be with like modern day CGI that movie studios get nowadays, like the CGI that Warner Brothers and Marvel get. These monsters would look so much cooler, and to be fair, with Godzilla they've made him look crazy, like crazy big. But yeah, I'm liking it. Anyway, I'm talking like it's the end. It's not the end. There's 2 more. There's Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla. So yeah, I've heard of Mechagodzilla. I have an idea of what it is because I know Mecha King Kong, but yeah, that should be interesting. So it's Saturday now, a few days late. There's probably not going to be any other monster movie watching. I've been recommended non-Godzilla movies to watch. Probably not this week, just because, well, it's Saturday as I'm recording this one, and The Punisher just came out. The Punisher just literally just came out. So on Friday, I think Friday morning, and I want to watch that. I want to watch the whole series. So yeah, the extra months movies I'll probably leave to like later on. But anyway, yeah, I just watched Godzilla v Mechagodzilla. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. It was what I thought it would be. Mechagodzilla is made by aliens, not by humans. It's made by ape-like aliens. Like one of them gets shot and it turned into like half ape, and it's really weird. They have human faces, but I think if you like shoot them. But anyway, they're aliens, which is obvious. It's not obvious, but they're aliens. They create their own mechanical Godzilla. At first, it looks exactly the same, like at first, and it looks like Godzilla's going on a rampage. But obviously, when you hear Godzilla's roar, it's very different. It's Mechagodzilla, obviously. It's a different roar, and I don't know about like Mechagodzilla when he looked like normal Godzilla. He fought Anguirus. I wonder if Anguirus thought that was the real Godzilla or not. I have no idea, but the point is, Mechagodzilla battered Anguirus like pretty badly and did something to his face as well. So that was pretty brutal. I don't know if Anguirus knows that was the fake Godzilla. I have no idea, but that was a pretty good fight. Then eventually Godzilla turns up, the real one turns up, and people realize like, okay, that's not real Godzilla. And obviously, like these aliens that control, they give orders to Mechagodzilla, and there are humans who try to stop them. Obviously, they force a human to actually make the monster for them, but a group of humans they try to stop him, and well, I think, well, they don't really stop him, do they? It's mainly like it's the monsters that eventually stop Mechagodzilla. But yeah, there's another monster called King Caesar, whatever the pronunciation is. I heard like 2 different ones, I think, in this movie. But it's a monster who's asleep and he wakes up through some singing. A bit like Mafra, a bit similarities to Mafra when he just sing to her to get her to come. Yeah, King Caesar woke up and, well, Mechagodzilla, first of all, he beat Godzilla. They thought he died, but no, I didn't think he died. But Godzilla was defeated by Mechagodzilla. Then on Monster Island, King Caesar had been woken up to fight Mechagodzilla, and King Caesar he's quite fast. He's quite rapid. Like, he's straight into the action, and he holds his own for a few minutes, but then he starts getting destroyed. But then, as Mechagodzilla is about to fire something, Godzilla turns back up, returns, and yeah, then you have a 2-on-1. Godzilla first of all takes him on, and then King Caesar joins in, and eventually they both beat him and they both destroy him, and the aliens get destroyed as well. And the human who they forced to make Mechagodzilla, he's one of the people trying to stop him as well, because obviously he regrets it. But yeah, there we go. It was awesome. It was awesome. There were some cool fights in there. But yeah, the next one is called Terror of Mechagodzilla. So I assume it gets made again by the same aliens or different people. I don't know. I forgot to mention, by the way, the powers of Mechagodzilla was crazy. Like, he did a lot of things. He fired a lot of things, used a lot of cool weapons, and he made Godzilla bleed pretty badly. I just thought I'd mention that because I'm just watching like the opening credits of it, and opening credits of the other movie, and they're showing highlights basically of the previous movie. So yeah, I forgot. It reminded me, like, I forgot to mention like all the cool weapons he had. But yeah, Mechagodzilla was cool, and I assume there's another one coming in this movie, which I'm watching right now. It just started, so yeah, see you in a bit. Okay, so I just watched it. It was pretty cool. That's the last movie, by the way, of this of today's episode of this marathon. This week's episode, I should say. They introduced a new monster called Titanosaurus, and I gotta say, he's cool. I like the look of him. I like the orange back as well. I like the mohawk. It's a pretty cool looking monster. I kind of liked it. I really liked it. And then there were people aliens were creating a new Mechagodzilla. They were finding the old pieces. At first, I think, at first there were people looking in a submarine for the missing pieces, and then Titanosaurus attacked them, which is pretty cool. That's when he appears first of all. But yeah, Titanosaurus starts causing destruction, obviously, and not obviously. He starts causing destruction, and he's pretty fast and he's pretty good. I like the monster, and also the aliens create a new Mechagodzilla. I guess Mechagodzilla 2 in a way, and basically Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus, they team up together to cause destruction, and they cause a lot of destruction. Eventually, Godzilla comes in, takes them both on. They show footage from, I think it's Destroyer Monsters, the one with all the monsters, not all of them, but the one with like 10 monsters in it. They showed footage of that little snake dragon thing, and King Ghidorah, and I think Rodan, the destroying cities. It was just footage from an old movie. They basically showed it as an example of the destruction that Mecha and Titanosaurus could cause using those examples. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, they reference it basically by showing the scenes, which is pretty cool. It was nice to see those scenes again. But yeah, they cause a lot of destruction, Mecha and Titanosaurus. Godzilla takes them on, but I kind of had a feeling like surely they're too powerful for him. Like, he needs some sort of help. And I went on Google, I went on Wikipedia to like see like who's in it, and it's just those three. There's the others as well. There's what's their names again? Hold on a second. Let me just scroll up a bit. Yeah, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Manda. That's that snake dragon thing. Yeah, it said they were in the movie, but that was just the flashback footage. So yeah, I was like, okay, it's one versus two powerful monsters. One of them controlled by aliens, obviously, and this metal is made of metal. It used to look like Godzilla, but then it turned into metal in the previous movie. So yeah, it was pretty powerful. Titanosaurus is powerful as well. And Godzilla he took him on. He did quite well, but then he got buried, like literally got buried into the ground by both of them, which is pretty crazy. But then, in a helicopter, some humans came in to distract Titanosaurus, and they did pretty well. I don't know what it is that they shot at him, but it worked really well. Like, what they did worked really well, and it gave Godzilla enough time to get out of the ground and start fighting him. And I think the humans kept on fighting Titanosaurus. I'm pretty sure they found a device, a way to keep him at bay. And while they were doing that, Godzilla took on Mechagodzilla, and he won again. yeah, he pulled his head off. Then there was another head in there. He was still being controlled. But Mechagodzilla is pretty crazy. Like he has some cool gadgets, you know, some cool gadgets. But nothing beats the original, I guess, because Godzilla did eventually beat Mechagodzilla, which was cool. I really enjoyed that. And then after that, Godzilla battered Titanosaurus. Just battered it. It destroyed. Is Godzilla a he or a she? Does it really matter? I don't know. But Godzilla just tore apart Mechagodzilla, and the Titanosaurus, he just battered him. Then I think he escaped the Titanosaurus. I don't think he's dead, but he got destroyed pretty badly. So yeah, that was a nice ending. I'm pretty sure it's the ending to the Showa period. I think I watched all 15. There were 15 Showa period movies, which was pretty crazy. Most of the movie, like that is the longest period in terms of like the amount of movies. So that is pretty crazy. Next week is the Heisei. I think it's the Heisei period. I think I've heard the word Heisei somewhere. I think that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, that's the first movie of that was 9 years after Terrormaker Godzilla. So yeah, should be interesting. There's 7 movies in it. I'll probably cover all 7 of them in the next episode. I might do it period by period, so that would be good. One of the movies is called Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla 2. So I guess there's another Mechagodzilla that turns up. So there we go. I'm pretty sure it's like a different storyline though, I think. Or maybe it's connected. I have no idea. I'll watch it in the upcoming days. Hello, it's your boy Davidoff, and welcome back to Movie Monday. I forgot to say that last week. Last week it was Movie Monday, and I forgot to say in the marathon episode that it was Movie Monday, even though it is. So I hope I don't forget again. But anyway, I mentioned it right now, so that is awesome. Anyways, Movie Monday, Godzilla marathon. I just watched The Return of Godzilla 1984, the first Toho Godzilla movie since, in 9 years, so that's interesting. Obviously it's a new period of Godzilla movies, and it's slightly different design. It looks similar, but it's based on the original design, but it's some extra features on there. The special effects definitely improved for sure. They got better. It looked so much cooler as well. There was one bit though, when Godzilla was just causing destruction in Japan, where there was a train, right? And the train constructor, he just stopped because he was so scared, and I understand that. But he stopped right in front of Godzilla. Godzilla was just standing still, and the train stopped right in front of him. Surely you could survive easier if you kept on going, because he wasn't reaching for the train at the time. It's only when you stop that he reached. So I'm just saying, like, surely if you didn't stop, you might have survived. I'm just saying. But anyway, that's just a small little scene. But yeah, Godzilla, this is a direct sequel, I think, to 54, the original Godzilla movie. I don't think it's connected to the rest. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But basically after 30 years, which is 30 years after the 54 movie, Godzilla obviously died, and there's a new Godzilla who's come out. There's no other monsters. There's little sea creatures. They're there for like the first couple scenes, I think. Then they don't turn up again. I'm pretty sure anyway. They don't play a big part in the plot. I'm pretty sure they were feeding on Godzilla, the dead Godzilla. Then I think they got exposed to radiation and stuff, which is why they gained a bit of powers, but they don't really matter. Like these little sea, I don't know what they were called, these little sea thingies, slimy thingies that were on a boat. But yeah, it's about Godzilla mainly. He goes on a warpath. He destroys a lot of things, including a nuclear submarine, a Russian one. Then the Russians and the Americans, they have a meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister to fire nukes, and they have a disagreement, obviously, and, well, not obviously, but they have a disagreement, and the Japanese Prime Minister convinces them that it might not even work and it could kill a lot of people. So they don't do that, but eventually, well, not eventually, but near the start, people find a way to try and kill Godzilla, because he responds to something. I don't know what it's called. I think it's homing something. There's another word for it, I think. But they have this device that Godzilla responds to. He like responds to it. So the plan is to use this device to lure him to a volcano and kill him at the volcano. That was a pretty interesting plan. But at first they introduced the Super X, which is apparently the ship in the trailer for the new Godzilla movie, which is coming up. That big winged thing in the that's flying in front of Rodan and King Ghidorah in the trailers. Apparently that's Super X. It's not confirmed yet, but in this movie there's a Super X, a lot different to the one that's shown in the 2019 trailer. The Super X uses weapons, and they supposedly kill Godzilla. But then Russians accidentally, because there's no one manning the ship, accidentally a Russian missile was fired at the area, not at Godzilla, but at the area, and it causes the climate to change. Basically, it causes the sky to go red, and eventually the lightning strikes Godzilla, and it wakes him up basically, because he is dead at this point. Like the Super X, they find weapons and they kill him. They kill him. But then lightning wakes him up, and I'm pretty sure the lightning came from the missile that was fired. So yeah, Godzilla wakes up, he destroys the Super X with a building, he just drops a building on it. It's pretty crazy. To be fair, like the Super X ran out of cadmium missiles, which is what they were using to really hurt him. It ran out of them, and they ran out of power as well, and they crash landed, and Godzilla just took a building, just a whole damn block of building, and just dropped it on them. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, eventually the original plan of luring him, they lured him to the volcano and they killed him like that. So I'm pretty sure he died. I mean, he fell into the volcano, into some hot lava, so I assume that's him dead. But still, I'm sure obviously he will turn up again in the next movie, which is Godzilla vs. Biollante, I think. Alright, so I just finished watching Godzilla vs. Biollante. This one was English dubbed. The previous one I watched was Japanese with subtitles. But yeah, this was pretty good. Biollante is a crazy looking monster. I gotta say, like, at first it wasn't that cool, but at the end, the final battle, the monster looked amazing. It looked really good. Like, I liked the effects, I liked how it looked. It looked very different as well, very distinct. Like, it's awesome. Like they've already shown like so many monsters already in the Toho series, and they've still managed to find one that's different to the rest. And yeah, it looks brilliant. It looks scary as well. I forgot to mention, by the way, that from the '84 movie that I watched previously, this is 5 years after '89 movie. It's all connected. Godzilla comes out of the same volcano he fell into. So after like 5 years, I guess he was dormant and he came out of the volcano. So that was interesting to mention, because for some reason, after I watched that movie in '84, the '84 movie, I thought that maybe it was like a standalone, like separate to the rest for some reason, because he died technically, or I thought he died anyway. It turns out he didn't. But yeah, I made the same mistake with '54 as well, because he died in that one for sure, and then the rest. But even though he died, it was still connected to the rest as well. So yeah, it was pretty interesting though how they started it off as Godzilla dying in the first movie, then coming back to fight other monsters. That was a pretty cool approach. Anyway, yeah, back to the rest of my thoughts. Not much to say about the plot in general. It was a good storyline, I guess, but I was mainly there for the monster battles, obviously, and I enjoyed those. Godzilla fighting against Biollante twice. The first fight was okay. It was okay. It wasn't that great. But the final battle, that was epic. Oh yeah, another thing I thought to say, by the way, Biollante is a creature man-made out of Godzilla cells and plant cells mixed together to make some super monster. I just thought I'd say that because I never mentioned that for some reason, even though that's like an important part of the plot. But yeah, basically some scientist makes him with Godzilla cells and plant cells combined. It's pretty crazy. There's a woman there who can communicate with Biollante as well, which is pretty interesting, similar to, I guess, Mafra in a way. That's pretty crazy. It's crazy how some monsters you can actually talk to them. Like some people can talk to them, which is pretty mad. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I really liked Biollante. I loved the last battle between Godzilla and Biollante. I thought that was entertaining, and that's about it. That's all I gotta say, really. But yeah, that was good. Next on the list, I think, is Mechagodzilla. No, it's King Ghidorah. Okay, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. It's going to be good to see that return. Alright, so I just watched Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in Japanese with English subtitles. I gotta say, there's a lot to take in this movie. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot of things that happen. But it was very interesting. It was very interesting, very good. Basically, there's a time travel spaceship. It looked like a spaceship, I'm pretty sure it's like human made or something. But people from 200 years in the future, they come back and say that Godzilla will destroy Japan, basically. They need to find a way to stop him from becoming Godzilla. So in 1944, World War II, there's an island that the Japanese are fighting the Americans on, and Godzillasaurus, who is what Godzilla used to be, as just a small dinosaur, not small, but small compared to Godzilla himself. Same creature, of course, and yeah, basically the Americans land on the beach to attack the Japanese, and this Godzillasaurus defended the island pretty much, and scared the Americans away, and also I mean they basically killed him. They almost killed him. They didn't kill him, but they took him down, but he still killed a lot of their soldiers. And basically, I think years after this, or months after this, or whatever, they did nuclear tests on the island, and it turned Godzilla into Godzilla, from Godzillasaurus to Godzilla. So basically, what the people from the future want to do is, because Godzilla destroys and ends up destroying Japan, what they want to do is find the island after the battle, and transport Godzilla away from the island, so he doesn't become Godzilla, pretty much. And that's what they do. But it turns out, and I'm not surprised by this, by the way, but it turns out that people from the future have a different agenda. Basically, they want to, like, it's about power, basically. And what they didn't tell the humans from the present day is that King Ghidorah was also created in the same place at the same time. And yeah, the next thing you know, they're controlling King Ghidorah, and King Ghidorah goes around destroying Tokyo and cities and stuff. I think it was Tokyo, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, he was destroying cities, King Ghidorah, and Godzilla wasn't there anymore. He wasn't Godzilla. He was still alive, but he wasn't Godzilla. So yeah, but one of the people from the future was against this plan, who wanted to help the current humans. But obviously, like, I kind of saw it coming. Like, people from the future, aliens or not, I just kind of feel like there's a catch to this. They're planning something else. So I kind of saw something coming. I saw a twist coming. But yeah, eventually, this Godzilla-like creature, Godzillasaurus, is still alive underwater, and the humans send a nuclear sub to attack him, because, well, if he gets exposed to radiation, he becomes Godzilla. And that's what they did. They created Godzilla again. They recreated Godzilla, but this time bigger and even more dangerous, which backfired on them, pretty much, because Godzilla came along and fought King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah was mind controlled by the humans of the future, and it was a good fight. Like, I remember, like, in one of the parts of the fight, Godzilla grabbed King Ghidorah's tails and slammed him down multiple times. I'm pretty sure he did that in the show period as well. So that was a nice little throwback. I was like, I remember that move. I remember that move, Godzilla. That is a cool move. But yeah, it was a good fight, and he beats King Ghidorah, and then he kills the aliens, pretty much. I'm pretty sure I missed some things out, but there's, like, most of what I remember. Sometimes I forget some things, because there was a lot in this movie. There was a lot of different details and things in this movie. It was really enjoyable, though. Really enjoyable. And yeah, so well, eventually, after King Ghidorah is defeated, Godzilla's now on a warpath, because, well, he's just going to destroy the city, like what they said he would do. And yeah, then they come up with a plan, because all the future, apart from the woman that tried to help them, all the future people are dead now. They've been destroyed by Godzilla. And now Godzilla, there's no one to stop Godzilla now, because he's destroying the cities now. There's no monster to, there probably is somewhere, but there's no monsters to destroy Godzilla. So what they do is, they go back to the, well, not they, like, I think it's just a girl, just a woman from the future, just the one person from the future, goes to the future, to the same place where King Ghidorah was destroyed, and she basically revives him by making him into Mechagodzilla, Mecha King Ghidorah. And I was like, whoa, Mecha King Ghidorah. I looked up Wikipedia, I was like, yeah, it says it there, Mecha King Ghidorah. That's pretty crazy. I've seen Mechagodzilla, Mecha King Kong, but Mecha King Ghidorah, that would be insane. And yeah, it was insane. He was controlled, of course, by her, but it was pretty cool to see a mecha like King Ghidorah. That was pretty crazy. And yeah, Godzilla fought that as well, and he beat that as well. To be fair, he did beat it up, but she was inside Mecha King Ghidorah as well, so she was trying to fight him off. And eventually, how it ended was, she lured him. Well, she didn't lure him in, but Godzilla knocked out King Ghidorah, Mecha King Ghidorah, and she was still inside. She was knocked out, but she woke up, and she set a trap, and she carried Godzilla out to the ocean. And well, eventually Godzilla, well, he fired his atomic breath, and they both fell into the water. Mecha King Ghidorah and Godzilla both fell in the water, and that's how it ends. And she escapes as well. She escapes in a ship, goes back to the future. And I think she mentions that she's someone's great granddaughter. Can't remember whose now for some reason, even though it was like the last scene of the movie. But I think that was pretty cool, like to find out that she's related to someone as well. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, it was the battles in this movie were great. Godzilla vs King Ghidorah and Mecha King Ghidorah. They were good battles, and the destruction, the special effects are a lot better. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. I had a feeling I forgot something. There was this android, this robot man. He's shaped like a human, looks like a human, but he's a robot, right? So there's a chase scene. Okay, if you've seen the movie, I think you know what I mean. There's a chase scene where he's in a car chasing two people. Then his car gets destroyed, and oh my! When he starts running, it looks so funny because he's a robot, so he can do anything really, as long as the plot needs him to. So he runs really fast, catches up to the car. But the way he runs, the effects on the way he runs were just so funny to look at. I was like, what? I was like, what is this? Like, somehow in this movie, monsters fighting looked more realistic than a man running. A man running really fast. I don't know, it just you could tell, like it looked so like I don't know, it just, to me it looks so funny to just watch. I was like, what is this running? What is this? The effects were good though. Like on everything else the effects were good. Just on this running scene I was like, what is this? What is this? But yeah, the battles in this movie were great, and at the end, at the credits, but just as the credits starts, Godzilla gets up. Mecha King Ghidorah is destroyed underwater, and Godzilla gets up for more destruction probably. So that'll be for the next movie, Godzilla vs Mafra. So I guess maybe, what I'm guessing, prediction wise, I'm guessing that Mafra is called in to try and fight off Godzilla from destroying stuff. He's more of a villain now, I guess, in a way. I'm sure like in this movie Godzilla's been a hero, a villain, and a hero, and then a villain again. But yeah, that's just how it is. I love monster action. I love it. Anyway, yeah, on to the next movie. Alright, so in Godzilla vs Mafra, this movie for me is the most impressive in terms of special effects. Not the best movie, but in terms of effects, the way they did the battles, the way it looked visually, for me the best one so far out of the Toho movies. I just think it was like, it looked that good. And one of the reasons for that was the new monster they introduced, Batra, which is basically like an evil Mafra. And the color scheme and the design of Batra just looked really good. Like, I really hope this is not the last time I see Batra in a movie, because that monster's cool. That monster's really cool. The black and the red eyes. It looks scary and it looks damn cool. Like, I love that monster. Like, it's the first time I've ever seen that monster before, and it looks damn good. It looks damn good. But yeah, not much to say really plot wise, but monster battle wise it was awesome. You got to see Godzilla, Batra and Mafra destroying cities, and you can see them fight each other as well, pretty much. Mafra and Batra are enemies, and then Godzilla, of course, Godzilla attacks them both as well, and well, Batra and Mafra attack each other. Godzilla attacks Mafra, Godzilla attacks Batra. It's just a triple threat match, pretty much. And you get this whole climax in the final battle, and it's at night as well. And this is where the effects look the best. Like this final battle at night, Batra just looked so cool in the dark. Mafra looked cool as well in her final form. Obviously, they were both in lava form at the start of the movie, Batra and Mafra. But both in flying form just look so much better as well. Mafra in lava form just doesn't look nice. I don't know, it just looks a bit weird. But yeah, Godzilla always, as always, looked cool. And yeah, it made for some great battles. And yeah, eventually Batra and Mafra became friends. They made up. So that was nice. And then Batra died at the end as well. And well, yeah, they teamed up basically. Batra was causing havoc, Mafra was trying to stop Batra, Godzilla came in, attacked them both, they were all fighting each other, then Godzilla destroys Batra, Mafra comes in, and he doesn't save Batra, she doesn't save Batra, but she comes in to help Batra, pretty much, and then Mafra fights Godzilla, and then Batra saves Mafra from dying, so that's another thing, and they both team up to fight Godzilla, and they overpower him. So that's awesome. But at the end, Batra, I think died. You don't really see Batra die, but there's an explosion, and I'm pretty sure Batra died. Oh yeah, near the start of the movie, by the way, there was an underwater fight between Godzilla and Batra. That was a cool underwater fight, I gotta say. There were a lot of cool fights in this movie, especially those two. There's the underwater fights and the final battle. Those are just really cool. So yeah, that's all I got to say really. I mean, there was a plot behind it as well, which is pretty good. But I thought I'd just talk about the monsters in this because that was just the best part. Obviously, it's always the best parts of the movie, but still, this is just awesome. Next, we have got what we got next. We have got Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla 2. So yeah, that's a 1993 movie. This one I just watched is 1992. Watched the English dub version. Yeah, so Mechagodzilla 2. It's got a lot of monsters in it. Rodan's back in that one apparently, so I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so a lot happens in that movie. I enjoyed it, but a lot happens. Basically, the government wants to destroy Godzilla, and they want to create a Mechagodzilla to destroy him. So that's what they do. At the same time, Rodan's there as well. Rodan at first, he fights Godzilla. And then there's a different version of Rodan. There's a reddish Rodan. Same monster, just red. I'm pretty sure, according to Wikipedia, it's called Fire Rodan. I don't think they mentioned it in the movie. In the movie, I watched the English dub version, and they call it Radon for some reason. Is that different pronunciation? I have no idea. But still, Rodan in red looked pretty cool. He looked pretty cool. But yeah, at the same time of like Godzilla defeats Mechagodzilla at first. He wins the fight at first. And then at the same time, a baby Godzilla is born. So that's pretty cool. And the government uses it as research basically, because they find out that Godzilla has a second brain. Like in the body somewhere. So yeah, they find out through the Godzillasaurus, the mini Godzilla. So yeah, that's where they find the weakness. They have to destroy that second. If they destroy that brain below, then he can't get up, pretty much paralyzes him, and that's how you defeat him. So that's part of the plan. So they revive Mechagodzilla basically, and Mechagodzilla in the final battle fights Fire Rodan, defeats Rodan. The plan is to get baby Godzilla to lure Godzilla to a location, but Rodan interrupts and takes away baby Godzilla. and there's a girl as well looking after baby Godzilla. Baby Godzilla sees this woman as a mother basically, so that's pretty interesting as a companion. And they're in a box basically, and they're being transported somewhere by people. Then Rodan interferes and carries the box away. Then Fire Rodan fights Mechagodzilla, loses. Godzilla comes in, massive fight, and they beat Godzilla. I mean, they destroy him. I mean, at first Godzilla starts winning the fight, but then they destroy him, and it's a pretty mad fight. And they're about to kill him. Like, they destroy the brain, the lower brain. They're about to kill Godzilla, and then mini Godzilla screams out. Basically, I guess in a way he knows about Godzilla in agony, and he screams out and he wakes up Rodan. So Rodan goes and he lands on top of Godzilla, and he gives his energy to Godzilla. He dies in the process, but his energy, Rodan's energy, transfers to Godzilla. And I heard a rumor, there is a theory, that's exactly what Mafra does in King of the Monsters in 2019, or something similar like that. Because apparently Godzilla will turn to Fire Godzilla as well in the 2019 movie, and apparently it's because of Mafra giving energy to him. That is a theory, but it could be true. It could be similar to this movie actually, what Rodan did. But Godzilla turns into like reddish. It's not burning Godzilla, not yet. I'm pretty sure we've seen that in a future movie. But he glows red instead of blue, so that's pretty interesting. And he fires, I guess it's atomic breath or something else. He fires red rays at Mechagodzilla and destroys him pretty much. So that's pretty good. And then Godzilla, baby Godzilla, they go away. Baby Godzilla at first he doesn't want to go, but there's a telepath woman there as well who's telling baby Godzilla and Godzilla that he has to take him away because he doesn't belong here. He belongs with the monsters. So yeah, it was a good plot. It was a really cool plot. A lot of aspects to it. A lot of things happened, and that was awesome. So yeah, next we have got Godzilla vs Space Godzilla. So yeah, that should be fun. Okay, so Space Godzilla is pretty OP. It's another Godzilla, not the same Godzilla, another Godzilla. It flies as well, has some horns on the back. it's a pretty crazy looking monster. I like the design. The design looks really cool. It's quite scary as well. Its powers are pretty scary. Also in the movie is Megagodzilla. Megagodzilla is a mecha monster that's used to fight both Godzilla and Space Godzilla, and that plays a role in the final battle. The final battle is Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, with Megagodzilla coming in as well to help Godzilla pretty much. And it was an awesome battle at the end. Also in the movie were baby Godzilla and little Mafra as well for like a couple scenes. So that was pretty interesting. They don't play big roles in this movie. It's just Godzilla, Space Godzilla and Megagodzilla who play the big roles in the movie. But yeah, the final battle delivered. All three monsters. One's a metal monster piloted by 3 people inside, and 2 actual monsters. It was a cool battle. That's all I got to say really. It was a cool battle. I liked the movie. Anyway, on to Godzilla vs Destoroyah. Now, Destoroyah, I've seen photos of it. It looks pretty crazy. There's been rumors about it being in another Godzilla movie in future. I hope it is, because from the look of it, it looked amazing. So yeah, I'm going to see the movie now with that monster in it. So it should be cool. It came out in the same year as the year I was born, 1995. So yeah, I'm going to watch that right now. So, Godzilla vs Destoroyah. This was a mad movie. It was probably the darkest one, the most serious one. Destoroyah was created from the Ocean Destroyer from the original movie, and it was interesting to see that referenced again, because I don't think we saw that referenced again until now. So there's a lot of movies that's passed since then. But yeah, basically from the Ocean Destroyer, Destoroyah is formed. At first he's like 10 different little monsters, then they form together to merge into one big monster. Then they get even bigger, I'm pretty sure. I think there's 3 forms, or I don't know. I think there's a lot of little monsters, and they forge together to make one big one. And the final product is crazy. The final form of Destoroyah, it is mental. It's actually mental. And Godzilla Jr. is in here. According to Wikipedia, it's called Godzilla Jr. now. He's a lot bigger, not that much bigger, but he's still like a lot bigger than before. Still not as big as Godzilla, obviously. And Godzilla throughout this whole movie is burning Godzilla. And burning Godzilla is basically like he's dying. He's going to explode pretty much at some point. It's just a case of when and not if. And obviously Destoroyah comes along as well. So the plan is to destroy them both, but also to get them to fight each other as well. And they do fight each other. But Destoroyah kills Godzilla Jr. And when that happened, I was like, wow. Just wow. It was a very sad moment, actually, quite emotional, especially when Godzilla went over there and saw his son, his only child, and probably his only friend as well at the time, just dead, laying dead. That must have been so bad, considering he was burning as well. He was about to die as well, so that's another thing. But yeah, after this he fights Destoroyah even more. Destoroyah destroys him. I mean, it's a good fight, but Destoroyah definitely, I think, gets the upper hand over him. But then eventually, obviously throughout the movie, the military has ice weapons. These ice weapons, I'm pretty sure, are made to try and freeze Godzilla, because he's gonna blow up, and he's like, it's so powerful that if he blows up, it will be worse than like every nuke in the world put together. So that's a crazy thought. That's like some super explosive nuke. You don't want it to happen, obviously, and I guess the freezing weapons are a way of stopping it. But they also work on Destoroyah as well. And yeah, in the end, it's the humans that kill Destoroyah in a way. Obviously, Godzilla does a lot as well, but the humans, the army, they fire the freeze weapon at Destoroyah's wings, and his wings basically like they lose function, and he just drops to the ground and explodes. And that's how Destoroyah dies, pretty much. And Godzilla, after this, they freeze Godzilla, pretty much, and that's the end of it. And yeah, I assume Godzilla died, and then right at the end, you see a lot of smoke. You go into the smoke where all the ice is gone, and you see Godzilla there, he's roaring. And yeah, they said the radioactivity went away as well, so he wasn't dying anymore, he wasn't burning. But I don't know, is he dead, or was that a dream sequence? I have no idea. Dead or alive, I have no idea. But this was the finale of the Heisei period, and I think it was a nice ending. It was dark, it was emotional, and just like it was very much a serious movie. But I think the way they ended it was just really good. But yeah, this is a good movie. And as for Destoroyah, I would love to see him in the Hollywood Godzilla movies. I don't think we will though. Maybe we will, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure Destoroyah is not part of the legendary movie rights deal. Pretty sure it's just Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mafra. And Kong's owned by someone else. I thought it was Warner Brothers, but it's actually someone else apparently. Warner Brothers is just who they're working with to release the movie, release the movies. I don't know who owns Kong. It's apparently it's like 3 different parties. I watched a video on it, and yeah, basically the rights deal apparently will end after Godzilla vs Kong, and apparently in 2021, Toho are starting a new Godzilla series of movies. So I guess that's their way of like, I guess they were letting the American ones to like get more of a worldwide fan base, and then in future the Toho movies will make more money. Not more money, yeah, more money, but get more people to watch their movies as well. It's good. It's business-wise, that's great. So I think 2020 is the last Hollywood legendary movie. I'll still watch the future ones, like the Toho ones coming up in future. I'll definitely watch them from now. They've got a fan in me, that's for sure. And yeah, as I said, that's part of the reason probably why they agreed to all these movies, these 3 movies that they were doing. 4 movies if you include Kong Skull Island. But yeah, if Destoroyah does turn up in this universe, then in this new universe, then it would be in Godzilla vs Kong, because I kind of want there to be a 3rd monster in that movie. I want it to happen. Apparently there will be a winner, Godzilla vs Kong. Apparently someone will win, but I feel like whoever wins is not going to kill the other one. That's just my feeling. They'll defeat this other monster. Either I think Godzilla will win personally. So let's say Godzilla wins, but he doesn't kill King Kong, and then they fight someone else together. This is just, it sounds a bit silly when you think about it that way, but I think it could work. Genuinely, I think it could work. And I want there to be a 3rd monster, because as I saw in a video actually, I saw in a video at some points, because Godzilla's facing King Ghidorah, and there is no way that King Kong is more powerful than King Ghidorah, surely. So if Godzilla defeats King Ghidorah, surely he should beat Kong, right? So I guess it would make more sense to have a 3rd monster involved somehow. Maybe King Ghidorah survives and comes back in that one. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm hoping that this is what would be for me a dream scenario. Basically, what I would love is for Godzilla and Kong to fight, one of them to win. I want to see a winner. One of them to win, and then whoever wins just goes off and sees Destoroyah just standing there for some reason, and goes to fight Destoroyah. And it's a one-on-one fight for a long time, and then Godzilla, let's say Godzilla wins the Kong fight, right? Godzilla is almost beaten by Destoroyah, then Kong comes in and saves him, and then they team up, tag team action, and fight Destoroyah. I'm just saying, if 2020 is the last movie in this legendary period of Godzilla movies, I want to see him and Kong team up in a fight. I just think it would be really cool. So I just want to see it happen. I just want to see it happen. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it's just a versus movie. It's just those 2. I'll be fine with that as well. But I would love to see a 3rd monster in there. But we'll see. That's next year though. So yeah, I want to see a trailer for that first. Obviously after the next movie. But yeah, that's all I got to say really. By the way, I'm sorry. It was a little bit rushed towards the end because, well, it's Sunday now, and I watched the first 2 on like Wednesday or Thursday. Then I didn't watch another one till Saturday because I was watching other things. So yeah, I was a bit busy with watching other stuff and recording other videos. So I watched the movie on Saturday, then on Saturday night at like 3 AM, so on Sunday. And I woke up on Sunday and watched the last 3 movies. So yeah, I left it last minute, but I got there. I need to stop leaving this so late next time. The next period is 6 movies. So yeah, I usually leave Monday out just in case I get any more comments. I want to see the comments on this episode first. Then I start watching Godzilla movies on Tuesday usually. So I'll go back to that. And maybe I'll watch other movies. No other movies in this video, just because it's almost midnight now, and the Royal Rumble is about to start as well. I want to watch the Royal Rumble pay-per-view for WWE. So yeah, I edited the rest of this episode as well, so it's just the Destroyer one. Need to add on the clips, and yeah, so yeah, I might like. I mean, I'll watch the 6 movies from the next period for next week, and I've been recommended other monster movies, and I think I'll try and watch at least like 2 of them. I'll try and watch a couple of them, because there won't be any this week though. That's all I'm saying. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.